Today, from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Mixon with a first down and more. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Mixon. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Joe Mixon with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Chargers are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. Leading him out in his 10th NFL season now from Texas A&M, Ryan Tannehill. On 1st down, Tannehill. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
A loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 15. The Chargers 38-yard line.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. And that's dropped underneath to Mitchell.
he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
On third down, it's Mitchell. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. They snap it to Tannehill. Got a man. It's Tunyon. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. From the red zone now, Tannehill. Over the middle, complete. That's James. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. From the gun, here's Tannehill. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And the Raiders are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. First and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will tie our score here this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. DeAndre Carter returning it. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
This goes out wide for Mixon. Touchdown! Joe Mixon, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Chargers have taken the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And, Charles, you look at this defense. They were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. And then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. So on fourth down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. DeAndre Carter back deep. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. 21 yards. Well done on the return. The Charger drive about to get going. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. On third down, Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. So on fourth down, on comes the left-footed punter Kevin Huber to punt it away. Waiting on it will be Richie James. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
So out come the Raiders. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. 8 yards to go on second down. From his goal line here, Tannehill. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On third down, it's Mitchell. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Here comes Carter. Nifty move. And another juke. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. Mixon with a first down carry. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Zaire Franklin. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. You know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
2nd and 10. Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a fourth down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They'll run with Mixon. A nice little juke. Once more the juke. Touchdown, L.A. Joe Mixon, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point now by Boswell. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Tannehill on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's James. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. James has got it. Complete. And he's brought down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put...
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. The Raiders try to move quickly, try to get everybody back to the line. Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw is taken in by Waddle. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. First down marker at the 31. It's third down. Now Tannehill. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. On now is the field goal team. Here's the Raiders. Will try for 3. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Back to Brown, this time complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Joe Mixon as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. So there you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. From the gun on third down, Tannehill. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Back to Mixon on second down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 83 yards rushing for him in this one, and he is drawing ever closer to a 2,000-yard season.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And quickly, they get to the line. Now Joe Mixon. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
And these two hooked up on a nice gain to play before, and I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it, so they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with first and goal.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. And now Matthews couldn't really tell what happened there defensively, but he's still down. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Joe Mixon with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Boswell sets the kickoff.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good game and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Tannehill. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. 2nd and 10, Tannehill once more. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw, Tannehill. He gets this to Davante Adams. 7 yards, the pickup there.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 2nd down now, it's Mitchell. Shrugs him off. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On 1st down, Mitchell. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 22, Tannehill. That is caught at the 7. Touchdown Raiders. Davante Adams hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. The extra point now coming from Myers. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Carter now on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Now McCoy, his first throw since coming in. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Now, how about this? Right here, had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead. Of the run that they got.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. And some room to work. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Chargers add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place and gets big yardage and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Tannehill. Looking middle, and that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Tannehill throwing again. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's James. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 35. To throw is Tannehill. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Here's Tannehill. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Tannehill. Under pressure, they got him again. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Here's Tannehill. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the Chargers are going to get the football back at their own 17. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So, for the Chargers, they'll wind up picking up win number 14 on the year. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they will indeed limp to the finish line, unfortunately, as they close out a 6-11 campaign. And this is a team that has a few good pieces in place, but could stand to get deeper and younger all around. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner.